So I had a few questions from friends and clients, and they were asking about ways to improve their health, and a common one that came up was fat loss. And I kind of came at it from a different angle, as with the virus and with the amount of change that's gone on, the amount of stress, the uncertainty, it makes things and progress especially a lot more difficult. So weight maintenance, I know it's kind of not that exciting of a goal, but I think if we kind of look at the approach we have for it and consider it across our whole life, it'll become more apparent as to where the value in it is. So even if you take a year, so how people's weight across a year tends to go, it's not just like we maintain the weight over a year, and this isn't for everybody, there will be outliers, but in general our weight towards the start of the year, it's pretty steady over the months coming up to the summer. We tend to go lower, we drop a little bit of weight. Going back to school around that kind of September time, college time, the weight kind of plateaus again, and then coming up over the holidays, so for America it'll be your Thanksgiving holidays, for everywhere else it would be the Christmas and the New Year, the weight goes up. So the weight fluctuates across the year, it's not just a flat line across the year. So if we had the skill to control our weight and decide, I want to be lean for summer, or I want to maintain, or I want to bulk up, or the holidays are coming up, Christmas is coming up, I want to be lean, or I want to maintain my weight, or I want to put on some weight, whatever. If you had a conscious choice, I think that would give us a great bit of confidence, a great bit of self-belief, and it would reduce stress as well, because I know certain times of the year can be stressful. So for example, right about this situation we're in, if you're able to maintain your weight and you have that skill formed, and it's one less thing to worry about, I think that would be able, instead of being something that could bring stress to us, it could reduce our stress. So I just have 3 main points here to kind of help with the goal of weight maintenance. And just a kind of final point on our weight, I think it's generally accepted that as we age we put on weight, or metabolism slows down, yada yada yada, we put on weight. And that's not to say that it isn't harder to maintain your weight or to stay lean or lose weight as you get older, but we shouldn't accept that fact. So if you imagine, I'm 25, 30 odd and I weigh X amount, but I'd like to be leaner. But what about if you're able to maintain that weight for the rest of your life, and in combination with regular weigh-ins and being active, you maintained the physical fitness you have now for the rest of your life? That would be like a great achievement in itself. You'd be very functional, very fit, very agile, able to do lots of things. You'd have decent energy levels right up until your older years. So that's just a bit of the background on weight maintenance. So it's very straightforward. It's exercise. So start off with a plan, just like I said in the last video. So if we don't have a plan, we don't really know where we're going. So set out a goal, make it achievable, realistic, and then plan or just simply log what you're doing. So just keep a record. I'm doing an average of 6,000 steps a day, or I am aiming for 3 sessions across the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Friday, whatever it is, something. And especially now, if you can maintain your weight, as we're very stressed, and it's a lot easier to put on weight during this isolation period. If you could even maintain your weight and then be ready to kind of get back into the flow of things when normality resumes, you can really set yourself up into a good position. So plan and log for exercise. Nutrition then, pretty much the same thing. Nutrition can be a little bit trickier, so what I'm saying here is use a diary or log. So just keep a record. So once you're aware of your nutrition, the nutrition, it's complicated and it's pretty straightforward at the same time. I understand everyone's kind of confusion about nutrition, anyone that does have it, and marketing really complicates or muddies the water. So it's no wonder that people are a little bit confused about nutrition. But I think if you have your own personal diary of what you're eating, then you can say, right, I can cut back here, I can improve there, I can tweak that, or switch this out, or whatever. You can see for yourself where you can improve, because keeping it simple, going back to basics with our nutrition is always going to be a good starting point. And with the availability of fast food and processed food right now, we get away from that. So if you can see where you're getting away from the basics, you'll be able to bring it back in yourself. So the diary is another really simple one, but it can be very effective if you just stick with it. And the regular weigh-ins then. So weigh-ins get a particularly bad name, the scale weight doesn't matter, this, that and the other, and it's not the most important thing as it relates to health, but a lot of the health problems stem from the body carrying excess weight. So if you can keep your weight at within a healthy range, then you can attain a vast majority of the health benefits available to us. So you don't even have to have a goal attached to any of these. So it's not even a case of I'm aiming for a certain amount of exercise, I'm aiming for a certain amount of nutrition, I'm aiming for a certain weight. It's literally the habit of tracking them. From there, you can at least see where you are and then decide, right, what's the goal I want after that. So a little bit counterintuitive to get started and set the goal after, but once you're aware of where you are, then you can make an adjustment from there. Because you could set a goal for any one of these three, and it might be realistic because you don't know where your experience, skill level, the time frame, you put less pressure on yourself if you don't have an exact goal. So, to start off, having a goal is great. So you could have something like, I'm going to make an effort to be more active, and I'm going to do that by making a basic plan or tracking what I'm doing, or a combination of both. My nutrition, I'm going to track what I'm doing and then evaluate, weekly or monthly to make improvements. My weigh-ins, I'm going to aim to just, weigh in 3 days a week, and from there then I'm going to evaluate and see where I can improve. So getting a kind of a current state of affairs of where you are, and then from there deciding where you want to improve, or even getting a second opinion or doing your own research or continuing it on. But getting started and figuring out how can you maintain your weight during this tricky time is a good start. And if fat loss is your goal, there's no reason you can't have fat loss as a goal and achieve that goal. It's just, given the circumstances, it's going to be a little bit trickier than normal, but it's not impossible. So if you're confident of that goal, by all means go for it. Just bear in mind the circumstances and the extra pressure and difficulty that's added to it right now. So that's everything for now. 3 quick simple tips. I hope that helps.